Hey yo, this is JR Estrada, here to read some poetry, and this is BWAM's Fresh Cuts. I imagine that if my father had not been born, God would have pulled him from the mind of Gabriel Garcia Marquez and made him my father anyway. I imagine that reading my father's mind would be like reading 100 Years of Solitude for the very first time. That story of a small town doomed to be wiped away by the tempest as its last son realizes he's reading his own story. I don't know if it bothers my father to see his story told again so many times, word by word, paragraph by paragraph, same mistakes and hangups. I just don't know. The history of my father is kept far away in the top shelves as if they were books of magic too dangerous for the children to see, and all I know of who he is what he says he has been. A trickster spirit of the desert, a man with the heart of a machine, a complicated history that could only be told in terms so fantastic to everybody who listens, but in his mind, they live in their own little pocket of reality. And he says it's because life is hard and life is complicated. You do what you can with what you have and hope against hope that it works out because it just has to work out. And every morning I pray to the tempest that would wipe my father away. I say, you can't have him. Not yet. The tempest has no right to my father, not until I strip away the magical realism and I see the boy who bore the fate of his family in bags of chicharrones at the town square. Not until I understand what he means by the magical stories, the language in which our bloodline speaks. If God pulled my father from the mind of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, then he must have pulled us both from the mind of Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And we speak and live in magic and stories and adventures and misfortunes too complicated to explain outright, but nothing ever feels too mythical. Because that is just life. It's complicated, and you do what you can and hope it works out in the end because it has to. It's that simple. My father is not a myth or a legend or anything too big to comprehend. He's a man with a fantastic story, allowing me to lead a life just as fantastic in hopes that lineages condemned to 100 years of solitude will finally have second chances on this earth. You say tomato, and I say tomato. I say, se dice tomate. No se dice avocado, se dice aguacate. Se dice pico de gallo, se dice chile, tomate y cebolla en un revoltijo con cilantro y limón, en tacos al pastor o barbacoa con tortillas de maíz. Y se dice que si al hacer el guacamole estás encabronado, el guacamole pica y pica de madre. Me pica la lengua y me pica el idioma que se quiere escapar de mi boca. Quiere evitarme la pena de hablar con acento en tierra ajena. Le digo yo a mi lengua, esta es tu tierra, es tu herencia. Antes de ser de tejano, de ser de mestizo o de español, fue de indio irahuacha. No se dice Texas, se dice Texas. Se pronuncia con ardor en la garganta, con el dolor de ser extranjero en la tierra de tus ancestros, de ser víctima de una nación con una pésima memoria de corto plazo, de verte a la merced del río, del migra. Deja tú el derecho a trabajar por tu pan, de educar a tus hijos, debes justificar también tu derecho a vivir. Y mi lengua habla con ese dolor genético, bohemio y nómada de no tener hogar, con el dolor de ser otro en el censo, de cargar en tu piel dorada y de sentirte ajeno y no saber qué chingados declararte, de tragarte las R's, de dormir a tu lengua para dejar de ser americano y hacerte pasar por American. Y le digo a mi lengua, no se dice avocado, se dice aguacate, se dice Estrada, se dice Lázaro, se dice El Paso, se dice Martín, se dice Francisca, se dice San Antonio de Bejar, se dice primero muerto antes de dejarme cambiar el nombre, antes de rendir a mi tierra, a mi herencia, se dice mi hogar está con mis raíces, donde plante yo este huesito de aguacate y alimente a mis hijos con el fruto de mi labor. Le digo a mi lengua, no desesperes, seremos de piel dorada y sangre caliente, pero somos fuertes, somos libres, estamos encabronados y el guacamole nos sale harto picoso. People will sometimes say to me, your language is off putting. Your use of irreverent words only shows your poor vocabulary, and frankly, we find it all kind of offensive. And I says to you, I says, don't mind my vocabulary. It's fine. I know thousands of words. I just really like to say fuck. You see, I am condemned to speak a language that is not my own. English does not suit my soul, that of my native Spanish. And Spanish, it's fluid, it's laid back, it's romantic. It does not take itself too seriously, and it does not concern itself with alternate pronunciations to vowels and consonants, unlike fucking English. A fuckery of a tongue, an abomination of a fucking language that locks you in contradicting rules of grammar and syntax, kind of like lead. Sounds like red. The color, not the verb. It's spelled like lead, but one puts you in the front of the line and the other one can really fuck up your brain if you ingest it. See, English is a chasm and fuck is the bridge across to establish the connection between me and you. Poet and wretched audience that did not know that we're going to get verbally abused by some twitchy Mexican. The English language gave me fuck. It's the nicotine lozenge I place under my tongue to wind me down. Fuck is the bullet I load in the back of my throat and spit out like hot fucking lead. Without fuck, you see, you can't fuck the government, fuck the police, fuck the bank, and fuck your boss, and fuck Donald Trump. Fuck is not for the rich and the privileged. Fuck is for the working class. Fuck is for the downtrodden and forgotten. Fuck is for the angry, the sad, the lonely, the drunk, and the stoned. Let me tell you for a second what I find offensive. I find the gender wage gap offensive. I find the exploitation of homosexuality, drug addiction, race relations, and homelessness in popular media offensive. I find the American obsession with soldiers coming home videos while there are real soldiers deported on the streets. I find the use of brown immigrants as scapegoats for fear-mongering offensive. I find fancy fucking words offensive, like segregation, concentration, discrimination, re-education, conversion, assimilation, gentrification. See, fuck is for every single one of those people tired of being offended, of their existence being offensive. Fuck is for them who know that good art is real fucking uncomfortable. If this poem was just a tad bit too uncomfortable for you, man, then you sure as fuck aren't ready for the rest of the show. My name is JR Estrada. You can find me at Meestertostada on most social media. And this has been Fresh Cuts by B1s. Check out the rest of the videos. Hope to see you all soon.